We were pretty famous back in high school.
Trust us. Had a whole future ahead of us, but now we suck.
All that potential now is flowing in the aqueducts.
Through the sands of time, many did forget.
But now our time has come to resurrect. But a podcast?
Sad I know, but can you blame us?
We are desperate to be much more than high school famous. Hey. Come one, come all to today's festivities. Class, it's going to be a light day learning wise. We're going to have we're going to have lunch outside because it's nice, and we're going to just sort of talk about our feelings. And our feelings are going to be okay. And, okay,
keep going.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying. Every half-second pause, you don't have to remind me to, okay. So, right now, I'm feeling hurt. I'm feeling rushed. For some reason, I'm feeling like I have no moment to just gather my thoughts. And I'm hoping that, there's nothing that I'm doing that's causing any of you to feel the same way. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know you saw that coming.
Yeah, I did. Hey, Matt's here too.
Yeah, I'm also here.
I'm Sean, by the way.
For anybody just listening, I was telling Sean to keep going.
I think they probably heard your
through
subtle
hand gestures.
Your subtle whispers were there too.
I'll cut those all out.
No, you won't.
They might. Well, to be honest, they might get cut out without me actually trying to do it. Because they were possibly low enough that they would just be cut out. So if you don't hear anything, it's because that's what happened. But I was telling Sean to keep going.
See, there's one. You could just loop that. You could just put that in place of all the times that you said it the first time.
I definitely won't do that.
Yeah, students,
light day, huh?
Even though it's going to be a light learning day, we still would like for you to turn your textbooks to page 211.
That's the one.
You'll find that the page is full of just empty space for you to write in your feelings. What are you feeling right now? You can write about your feelings. You can write a poem. You can write a short story. You can write something you don't like about someone else that's sitting next to you. For example,
right?
It's a free space. You can do whatever you want. Whatever you want.
If you're not sure which page is page 211, just turn to page 210 and then go one more.
That's true. You won't know until you do the last step, which page is 211.
If you're smart, what you'll do is each week you'll just put a bookmark in the textbook. So then next week you're just, boom, you're there.
Yeah, it will just make things a little bit more quick. We'll still always tell you which page to turn to, so you won't need to remember it. But if you want to get there more quickly, Matt's right. You use a bookmark.
Or if you're really smart, you'll just get the Kindle version.
And you can just can you just type in a page number you want to go to?
I think it'll just leave off where you last were.
So you just have to move over.
You just have to move one more page.
Or at the end,
unless the day before you
preemptively, proactively turn to the next page.
Yeah. Those are our top students.
Yeah. Those would be our top students if we've ever seen an example of it. Which I don't think we have. I just realized, and I think it's because, how long has it been? I don't even know when we recorded last. It's been less than a week, right?
We recorded
on Saturday.
Was it Saturday?
I think it was, yeah.
Okay, and today's
Thursday. So even though the week isn't done yet, I don't have a painting. I just realized that. Sean, I don't have a painting this week.
That's a whole different type of week.
I get it now. I also want to lead off the show with some potentially bad news. Matt might find it even devastating.
Doubtful. I'm a heartless bastard.
Gotcha. But you do care about things that are stupid that you care about. And so this might be one of those things that you care about. No? Okay.
Well, I don't know yet. I might be surprised.
Matt and I'm sure that you heard it on a previous episode or even maybe saw it, that we started using the word trust to sort of replace the word facts.
Trust.
And the other day, It would have been the end of last week.
I'm already devastated. You heard this word being used somewhere, didn't you? I'm very upset.
I heard someone use it.
On something? Or somebody you know
in
specifically?
In person.
Are they a listener?
I doubt it.
Have they listened to you say that word?
In
that context?
Well, just let me... No, not to my knowledge.
Right. I'm trying to guess what you're trying to tell me.
Okay.
I will allow you to finish.
Okay. Gotcha. Yes. No. So, some of us, my coworkers and I, were off on Monday because it was Martin Luther King Day, and so when my manager was leaving for the day, someone said, "Have a good weekend. See you on Monday." And she said, "Oh, you better believe I'm not coming in on Sunday or on Monday. Trust." And I said, "You said trust." She said, "Yeah." I said, "When did you start doing that?" And she's like, "Oh, since a couple decades ago."
No way.
I'm serious.
There's no way this person's been saying trust for decades.
How not? Why? Why not?
Because, one, they would be a truly annoying person if they've been saying trust for decades.
Anyway.
And clearly they don't say it that much, considering you've never heard them say it before.
Well, I mean, this person's been my boss.
You're always around this person.
No,
you think you would have heard them say it in the hundreds of hours you've hung out with this person.
I have not hung out with this person for hundreds of hours.
You have been side by side with this person for the last 2 decades, and you've never heard them say trust.
I haven't worked at this place that long.
This is your best friend. This person has been there for you in your hardest times.
Yeah, when the rain
they have never once said trust around you.
When the rain started to pour,
they were there for you.
They were there for me, like they've been there before.
Yeah.
And they're my absolute best friend on earth.
Yeah.
I do a podcast with them. I've done various writing projects with them.
This person spoke at your wedding.
This person spoke at my wedding, even though they were asked not to. But I decided to let it slide because we've been friends for so long.
You guys are so close. Yeah.
We are tight.
You cut each other's umbilical cords.
Right. They handed each of us a pair of scissors. We had some, our parents had some questionable doctors at that time. Did you ever see the Hot Ones where Conan was on? He.
I'll just preemptive you with saying, have you ever seen the Hot Ones? And I'll just say no.
Okay.
I've never watched a single Hot Ones episode.
Gotcha. Well, he kept having this doctor come on to check his vitals, and he just kept going like,
"Oh yeah, you told me about that."
Yeah, he's very affordable. He kept saying like, "Oh, he's a very affordable doctor. He's not very good,
right? But
he's affordable." So that's, I think, what our 2 sets of parents were dealing with. Some doctor that was very affordable.
They were using each other as doctors.
That's right. Similar to anyone who represents themselves in court is a fool for a client.
Yeah.
Same goes here as far as practicing medicine.
Yeah, they both caught each other's babies as they shot out of the womb.
Yeah, so
that's how birth happens.
Yeah, so the beds had to be arranged so that they were facing each other. And I mean, thank goodness the 2 of us did not collide midair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your mothers were both holding polo baskets or whatever the hell they're called.
But still,
I don't know what they're called.
Still.
So they caught you in those.
Still. Thank goodness we didn't collide.
Yeah.
In midair. That would be the sound of 2 babies colliding in midair.
Well, you were such a smaller baby that it wouldn't have been.
Yeah, it's amazing that we were able to time it right, considering I was 2 months early. And
maybe that's why you were 2 months early, because they wanted to make sure they timed it right.
Gotcha.
So that your mom forced her pregnancy, or not her pregnancy, but her
labor.
Labor. That's the word.
Yeah, it is.
That was bouncing around and just didn't make it to my mouth.
Okay, it took you a while to give birth to that word.
Yeah. Long story short, this is your best friend.
Best friend.
The fact that you've never heard them say trust before means that they're lying through their ass.
That's not where the words came out. the oral mouth is where the words came out.
I would like an example of a non-oral mouth. And don't say the mouth of a river.
That was what I was going to say.
Beat you to it.
There are other mouths, I'm sure.
Google, what are other mouths?
Types of mouths. Send.
Types of mouths.
Non-oral.
The
kind you shouldn't look a gift horse in. Anyway, in all reality, this person has been my manager for under a year, and
best friend.
I only really go back to talk with them at most once a week, usually once every 2 weeks, and that's not even consistent. And it's for about 15 minutes at a time. So, in all actuality, there are pretty good odds that I would have never heard this person use that word in that context before that day.
Regardless of the fact that they say the word trust.
Okay.
Couple of things. One, they've definitely not been saying it for 2 decades.
Well, they said early 2000s probably was like the time that it maybe started happening.
No, you think you would have, like, that would have been somewhere in the fucking lexicon of the world if people started saying trust around that time. I don't think it happened.
I don't know why you think this person would have a reason to lie about when they started using the word.
I think they just don't remember accurately as to when they started using it.
Okay. But do you think
I'm calling shenanigans.
Okay.
So
you think that they are grossly over-exaggerating the amount of time it's been?
Yeah, they're trying to make... They for some reason want to look cool in your eyes. They're like, Sean will think I'm cool if I say I've been using this word for a long time. He seemed impressed that I was using it. Like, something about it, like, tickled his fancy, so I'm going to, like, oh, I've been doing it for a long time. It's like...
But if your hope is that she learned it from the podcast...
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
No. I trust that she somehow, like us, it was organically created.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like, we organically started doing trust instead of facts.
But then let's say it was 20 years ago. What's the problem? Like, what's the difference? What if it's something like you and I, where it's just with a very tight circle of people that do it, and it didn't catch on. It didn't catch on like California's wildfires.
I guess what I'm saying is I don't believe this person has continuously used the word trust for the last 20 years. It may be started 20 years ago, but I think it's just this is like once a year at most. This person has said the word trust 20 times in their entire life.
They didn't say I say it all the time.
Circumstance.
They didn't say I say it constantly or frequently or inappropriately.
They won't even say the words like, you can trust me. They'll say like, you can believe me, because they've only ever said trust about 20 times in their life.
You can have faith that I mean what I say and I say what I mean.
I am not a liar.
I never lie. We hold these truths to be self-evident. In God, we put a lot of stake in there. We put a lot of stake in that they will come through with what they promise.
Oh, it's kind of interesting to say I put a lot of faith in God. It's like the exact thing to say, right?
Yeah, that's why it's not
interesting. I think people say it all the time.
They do, yeah.
Yeah. As I was saying it out loud, I realized it was stupid.
I mean, it was a line.
Saying, not my thought.
It's a line in a Nine Inch Nails song. He said, "I put my faith in God and my trust in you."
Trent Reznor said trust a lot.
He did.
I believe he's been. If
that
anything,
might be where might be where my manager got it from.
Possibly,
yeah.
In that case, your manager is a thief. But hey, you know what? I don't want to talk shit about your best friend.
Thank you, because I don't want to have to,
defend them,
do damage control, defend your words to that person. Because I don't want there to be some kind of rift where maybe there's some sort of ultimatum, like it's him or me. Because I don't like that Matt character. You're who you have called your worst friend.
Yeah.
So to my face. And No one else. I don't say it to anyone else.
Why would you?
Because I don't mention you to anyone else.
That would be disingenuous.
Me mentioning you, that you exist?
You saying it not to my face. You saying it to other people.
Would be disingenuous, even though it'd be
disingenuous to me.
How so?
Because then you're talking behind my back.
But if I'm also saying it to your face, it's not...
I'm saying if you say it behind my back and don't say it to my... I guess if you're also saying it behind my back, it is still disingenuous. Because why are you telling other people when you should just be telling me?
Well,
you hate me.
People often ask me, who's the worst friend you've ever had or still have?
Then you get me on the phone.
And I have them talk to you?
And you say, hey, I have to tell somebody this, but I want to make sure you hear it too.
But okay.
Matt is my worst friend.
Well, you'll just deny and say it's some other Matt, though, unless I'm specifically calling out your full name.
You don't know any other Matts.
Yeah, I do.
Name one.
Matt Brogan.
Wow. Could have said Riddle.
I could have said Riddle.
I was waiting for it.
But I'm on the mind of coworkers, and there's someone at work with that name.
Well, I mean, your coworkers are your best friends, so...
just the one. I can't have multiple best friends.
You can. Yes, you definitely can.
That goes against the term best. Trust.
I don't control words.
I don't recite them.
I can barely speak them.
I can't even,
Let's get off your friend.
I don't want to.
Let's get your friend off.
Off of what? The topic?
The topic.
Yeah. So is that it? About the trust thing, yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Just wanted to devastate you and let you know that once again, something that we thought we've invented is sort of already in use by some people.
That's everything, dude. We've never done anything that ended up being original in the end.
Hey, I will tell you this. I'm not going to say it aloud because I don't want it to be given away. But something we have come up with that is sort of a main thing in a thing. I've looked that up multiple times and I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I've never
Google
seen
it long enough and it'll fucking turn up. But
because AI will just make it up. Oh, someone keeps Googling this term.
I better make one.
I better create it. Yeah, maybe that's something we should worry about.
That is true. That is the one thing that I can honestly say we have created that nobody else has seemingly come up with yet.
And I'm shocked, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm like, how is this not something that someone else on the planet has?
Yeah. Of all the other things that we thought were genius-like ideas that ended up being like, 35 other people have thought of this.
Yeah.
And then this one that's just like, this is a fucking drop in the hat. Like, who else has not come up with this?
Right.
Like, this seems like it's the thing that anybody would easily put together.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We're just brilliant.
We're talking
about one thing.
We're talking about the Dog Lifter 3000, right?
We should. I wish we could find that video.
So do I. I don't know.
Wish we could find that video, and I wish I had at least marginally decent copies of like any of the movies we did, so that we could we've talked about a lot of them on here, but we could put them on here.
Yeah, it'd be funny,
and then people can laugh at our idiocy.
Our idiocy. We went on an idiocy. It was
a really small odyssey.
Yeah, it's a itty bitty odyssey.
Yeah, it's so small that you take the bitty part off of it.
Yeah, it's not even big enough for the biddies.
I did it all for the biddies.
The what?
The biddies?
I don't know how that goes.
The biddies, dude. Oh. Jesus.
I couldn't hear you. I turned your volume all the way down because I didn't want to hear your voice anymore. Trust.
So you can take these titties. What?
And cook them up yeah.
What? What do you... Don't cook these titties. Titties aren't for cooking.
I like when they're warm and brown.
Titties are for sucking.
Boom.
And that's not, that's not a gross thing. That's nature.
Yeah, it's how they feed our children.
Mm-hmm. Who's they? And why our?
Humanity's children.
That's how they feed our children.
They, as in all the titties,
all the women, all the titties.
and they, our children, as in humanity's children. Because when you say children are our future, which I don't get that because it's their future. Like the children are their future. It's not our future.
I think the hour is just referring. It's the royal hour. It's the
world's. It's humanity's
the
future.
Human race.
The humanity, just like what I was saying about the babies and the titties.
I wrote down this can't possibly be a title for the episode, but I just wrote all the titties down.
Why can't it?
I mean, it's possible. The listeners already know.
Yeah. When they click on that old episode, they'll already know whether or not we chose that for the title.
When they click specifically on the nipple part of the fucking
thumbnail, well,
they'll know.
That's only on the video portion of the show.
Yeah, well, and you can't really do that.
I don't know. I could
we'll
just
never be able to monetize. Well, and we'll never be able to. They'll censor it. They'll censor that nipple.
Well, no, I could do like the nipple of a bottle, which is like the opposite of what we're saying anyway.
Yeah,
because that's like bottle
the
feeding.
Artificial titty.
Right.
Yeah.
The man-made, even though they're all man-made.
Titty is definitely something you can't say in a sexual way.
Why not?
Okay. Imagine you're a woman for a second, and I'm like,
why? Hey, why not longer?
Let me suck them titties. It's not sexy.
I suppose not. I wonder what would be the sexy version.
Why don't you take them titties out of that bra for me?
Well, what do you suggest to get the rev, get the motor going? Rev her engine. That's what I meant to say.
Mostly begging.
No, but specifically describing the mammaries, which is, in my opinion, the more sexy version.
There you go. There it is. I am rock hard already.
Only when I say it though. It's the only thing that'll work for you.
If women have mammaries, does that mean men have mysteries?
We'll never know. It's the Halloween episode.
You need to put the Unsolved Mysteries music over that part. I'm not going to.
We're not going to do that.
No, because we don't have the rights.
No, no one does. I don't even remember what it sounds like. If I heard it again, I of course would recognize it, but right now I can't seem to recall it in my brain.
I'm not gonna lie.
What music pops
what's in my head is right. Is it the same? X-Files?
X-Files.
That's what's in my head right now.
Yep.
We are mind melding.
Wow, it's like we're cycling up.
I was just like, I think I know it, and I'm just going, damn it, no, that's not it. The Unsolved Mysteries one's like, and there's more to it, but there's that happens.
It's like an ice cream truck flew by.
Oh, it's like ding 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 ding.
Okay,
something like that. Something like that. Yeah. That's not exactly it, but it's something like that.
Gosh, I love that
show.
And then that show, I loved that show, man.
Yeah, with what's his name? It was great. I don't remember the dude's name that hosted it. Guy
from Beavis and Butthead Do America.
I mean, he was way more famous than that. He did that came after.
I know. His fame from that show probably got him the spot in that movie.
Oh, I'm sure, because I'm sure he played probably a relatively similar-ish character in that movie. I don't even know.
He was like the head. I forget if he was in the FBI or the CIA. He was like the one.
He had a pretty big role.
Yeah, he was the head guy that was after Beavis and Butthead. And you know how you remember dumb stuff?
Yes.
For some reason, the one thing I really remember from the Beavis and Butthead movie is that his little partner was the Unsolved Mysteries voiced guy kept telling the other guy to not end a sentence on a preposition.
Okay.
Instead of saying like where are they going to, you would say to where are they going, like that.
Right.
And so he kept struggling throughout the movie to say the sentence in a way that it didn't end in a preposition. And for some reason, like,
it really shaped
grammar humor. Like, I've always liked grammar humor. I don't know why.
You are big with like that, because I noticed that in a lot of your writing, when you write dialogue, you love to just get wordy with stuff.
It's fun.
And loop over on top of itself.
Yeah, I like some things to be a little circular, cyclical.
It becomes this like cacophony of...
Yeah. It's a word sphere.
Word vomit.
Word sphere. I heard
it's a word planet.
You know how when you have someone like Beck, for example, that just sort of spews out words in their songs. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. I heard a good term for that, and I think it was someone describing Bob Dylan. It's word salad.
Yeah.
You heard that before?
I've heard the term word salad before.
I heard it for the first time probably last week. I'm like, oh, that fits. That fits it. I like it.
Yeah. And then you can have a good word toss.
Okay, like you're tossing the salad.
And
toss
that word salad.
Eggs.
It's when you take two different word salads and push them together and just toss it all around.
That's called incursion salad.
An ambrosia word salad.
Mine has too many cherries.
An ambrosia salad sounds so gross.
It sounded...
Do you know what's all in it?
No, I only know of it from Planet Unicorn.
Let me look it up quick, because I don't know how to spell it.
Ambrosia?
I'm not gonna lie. I started typing it like it was embryo. There's ambrosia.
Was I right?
Ambrosia.
Yes.
Is that what you said? Okay.
Oh, you didn't say that. That's right.
That's what that's right.
All right. I already celebrated once.
All right. So it's not really gross, I guess. It's a fruit salad. So it's canned pineapple, mandarin oranges slices, miniature marshmallows, shredded coconut, and can also contain fruits like bananas, grapes, strawberries, maraschino cherries.
So everything.
Yeah, pretty much everything. And then I think also, those are key ingredients. Optional additions: bananas, grapes, strawberries, maraschino cherries, and crushed pecans, or pecans, depending on how you like to say it. But then I think there's also there has to be like a whipped cream or some shit in there too.
Yeah, I've seen this before.
Hold on, I looked at a recipe, so I have to skip through the entire family history real quick.
Plug the URL into justtherecipe.com.
Well, I moved past it. Heavy whipping cream, powdered sugar, Greek yogurt.
Ugh. I'm not a yogurt fan.
I like yogurt.
I stand by what I said.
Okay. Well, yeah, me saying I like yogurt was really pointless, and you saying I don't like yogurt, but I like it, so you should.
Yeah.
It was.
I mean, we're both just talking about how we feel, which is what the theme of today's episode is. Page 211, just a lot of blank space to express how you feel. Class?
Yeah, it's literally just a blank page.
There are some lines. It's college
rules.
It
says notes.
And next
we're at the end of the book.
Next week we want you all to, no matter how private the things are you wrote, we want you to read them in front of the class. In the most embarrassing time of your life. Lives. There's more than one student. I guarantee it. I put money on it.
I think we missed an opportunity when we started doing this show. Which you know how a lot of classes are like, economics 101.
Sure.
If we would have started our show with episodes being like 101, 102, all the way up, and then it's 201, and then it's like, it would just, in the end, it would just look like we skipped 99 episodes.
Right.
But I was just thinking, because then each time we hit 100, we're onto a new textbook.
True.
And then you're turning it to page 1 again.
The other day,
of the new textbook.
And this is not the first time that this dawned on me, but I'm like, why don't we say class dismissed at the end?
Because
before the bell.
Because I think in the beginning of this, we weren't really trying to make it super themey,
right?
Like high school themey. We started doing that partway through.
But once we did that, instead of coming up with "See you next Tuesday," why didn't we? Class dismissed is right there.
See you next Tuesday came up so organically.
We can do both. We can say class dismissed, see you next Tuesday, because let's say next Monday is Martin Luther King Day again.
The beauty of this show is we can do anything we want.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's telling us what to do.
No one's telling us,
because if somebody was telling us what to do, that means at least one person would be listening and telling us what to do. By
the way, I haven't looked. Have you received any?
Of course not.
Correspondence from anyone that listens to this?
Of course not.
It's telling us that we should carry on and And
of course
they're
not.
enjoying it, and this is worthwhile. And
Of course not.
At least, I want someone to be going through like a really horrible time in their life. And
End of sentence.
And I want everyone who listens to us to be experiencing that. And I want to be told that what helped them get through it was our show.
Yeah, can we have somebody do that?
Yeah.
You can just lie. It doesn't have to be real.
Because
can somebody boost our egos, please?
Yeah, can someone make us feel good, even if you're the one going through something real? Make us feel good by telling us that we helped you.
Yeah, we can only fillet ourselves for so long.
I must admit, I have not been able to even start. I've never been very flexible a person.
Disappointing.
Only in the skeletal muscular fashion of flexible.
Well, you need to do what I do.
Which is...
Sorry.
Remove
you need to
your
do what
penis.
I did. No, I removed my bones.
Okay, yes.
And I now have an exoskeleton.
I have no bones. Okay.
I can roll myself right up into a little ball now. Okay,
so did you use your existing bones and sort of rearrange them to form the exoskeleton you have today?
No. I sold it. I sold it to science.
What did you use, or what is your what is your exoskeleton made?
I hate that.
To not end on a preposition.
I hate that.
Why? It's proper.
So don't.
It's proper English according to Beavis and Butthead Do America.
Well, yeah. I don't care how proper English is. It sounds dumb.
Only when Americans say it.
Of what do you speak?
Oh, gross. Don't talk like that, you douche.
No, I don't know what my exoskeleton's made of.
Your what?
Exoskeleton.
Okay.
I don't know what it's made of.
I thought you said sexoskeleton.
Oh, that would have been better.
Yeah, but it's just not what happened.
You think I would have, chose a different face?
You're like, I don't need my face to be protected. I'll just keep the same face.
It is. This is the face I chose. I could have put any face on my exterior.
Look, if there's one thing I can say, and I've always said this about my worst friend, is you have foolish pride.
Why do you say that?
You thought, this face is great. Even though I can choose to create any face I would want on my exoskeleton or sexoskeleton.
That's literally what I just said was, you think I literally just said, you think I would have chosen a different face. Like I made a mistake by not getting a different face.
Yeah.
That's the opposite of foolish pride.
But I'm
literally saying my face could be better.
I'm saying that anyone else
would have chosen my face?
No. Anyone else would think, wow, he should have chosen a different face. As in, you think I would have chosen a different face. As in, someone that's not you, like me, would think that you would have chosen a different face. So based off of that statement, I thought it's because of your foolish pride that you didn't. You yourself thought, I don't need a different face. My face is the greatest face that can be seen.
I feel like you're the only person that thought of it that way. I think anybody else would have thought that I was making fun of myself by saying, you think I would have chosen a...
I know what you meant.
Yeah,
but I also turned it around and used it in another way to make fun of you even more.
I didn't, though.
That you are so delusional that you thought that your face was a good face.
Was good enough.
To keep and continue having, which all of your grades in high school, all of your face grades were Fs. F for flunk face.
For fuck face.
Flunk face. No. What? No. You wanted it to be fuck face, but it was flunk face.
You wanted it to be fuck face.
This is what you wanted.
Fuck face. Oh, that's an insult that I haven't heard in a long time. I think it should make its rounds again. Start calling people fuck faces. I think it's great.
You would have to talk to people in order to insult people. And I don't think you do much of that.
That's true. I don't.
Nor are you talking to people to put yourself in a position where you might hear someone else say that to someone else or you. So that would be the first big change you would have to make.
I could just yell it randomly at people when I'm driving by.
What if you started going into chat rooms again?
I don't know
if I don't think they exist.
They do, but I think they're pretty sparse now, and they're probably much more like niche.
Still, there are people who will probably be willing to throw out that insult if you egg them on, or you could call someone in that chat room.
Yeah.
Especially you could find a chat room.
Just go into the chat room immediately and be like, "What's up, fuck faces?"
Well,
just
you
like
could
just come in hard.
Find a chat room that is of a niche topic that you already don't support or like.
Face fucking. What's up, face fuckers?
Wait, since when do you not support that?
I didn't say I didn't support it. I was just saying it's niche. It'd be a very niche chat room to go into.
True.
Chat room specifically for face fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of all types, I mean, there's more than one. There's probably even more specific niches upon that.
There's more than one face to fuck.
Yeah, or if you're talking about a living face, the eye sockets of a skull is often said.
The face of a river.
Nice. Great. So, I don't know what else we got. This is great.
You can't just do that. You can't just well, I guess we're ending that part of the conversation. So now what?
No.
It's like how just kill any chance of something organically developing off of that.
We already did some stuff.
Well, you also have to know. You gotta see where it goes. We gotta see where it goes.
You also have to know when it's not going anywhere else and recognize it.
But then
you took improv.
Then you let it organically move on to the next thing instead of being like, well, that was a dud. Yeah.
Look.
On to the next non-topic we have.
Look, I didn't yes and or no but. I just said
You just killed it. That's the same as no. It's just the same as knowing.
Right. Yeah.
You just know that's killing improv instead of no butting it or yes anding it.
I know. That's what I just said that. That's the point I just made.
You killed the improv and you're critiquing me on my knowledge of improv.
Well, you also okay. So you thought there was more life in that conversation.
I thought we could have organically moved from it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we both loved talking about face fucking.
I just didn't want it to lead down another path where we're naming different kinds of bears and associated with various types of weather.
That
I didn't want to.
Nothing would ever
spark that.
Do that again. That will never ever. You thought we were just going to name different types of faces you could fuck.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought we were going to try that.
But then you know what that might have done? Somebody might have said something absolutely hilarious, like the face of a river, and then it would have moved on organically to us talking about something else.
Well, okay, maybe I didn't give it enough time after someone may have said some hilarious comment like the face of a river.
Yeah, but who would have said something like that? That's just too funny.
So,
nothing like that's ever come of this.
So is the mouth of a river part of the face of the river?
I would imagine so.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a mouth not on a face other than a river?
Well, I haven't even seen that because the mouth of the river is part of the face of the river.
Yeah, so that just makes sense then.
I mean, you
can't have a mouth without a face.
I mean, I have seen a mouth not on a face. It was in some sort of cartoon.
Well, that doesn't count because you can do anything with a cartoon.
Yeah, you can face fuck a cartoon if you could consent.
How does that work? You have to ask the artist if it's okay.
Can you draw this?
Can you draw a face for me to fuck, please?
Look,
this dick needs a face to fuck.
It just has to look like Daffy.
Why Daffy?
No, I don't know. I just said a male cartoon character.
I want to unpack this a little bit. Why
unquack it?
Nope. Nope, definitely don't want to do that.
You know what?
Why do you want to fuck Daffy Duck?
Daffy Duck is a mouth I've seen without a face. Come to think of it,
that sounds like you will come to think of it.
Come to the thought of it.
Yeah, while you're thinking of it. That's where I was going with it. I feel like people understood.
No, it was there was a very famous little Looney Tunes cartoon where Daffy was getting in an argument with the illustrator, and he erased all of him but his mouth at one point.
Yeah, which to me doesn't it defeats the purpose of the fact that you're arguing with this thing, so you leave the one thing that can continue to argue with you. Well,
then it drew on some other very strange body.
I've seen the cartoon in question.
I think
he did erase his bill at one point.
He did too. Yeah. He did eventually do that. I also, for some reason, I don't know why I'm drawn to this, but I just love when he just so casually calls him Buster.
Like, what are you doing, Buster?
He doesn't even see. He just goes, Buster. We're trying to make. I forget what he says after that, but he's just, I just always loved the term Buster.
I think we should. Yeah, I think you should bring that back.
Well,
start calling people Buster. I'll start calling people fuck faces.
We'll see.
You start calling them Buster. We'll see who gets punched in the face first.
We'll see who's lasts longer.
Yeah.
No, like when my son was very young, I used to call him Buster Brown.
I don't like it.
Okay. And then
I don't like the way you've raised your child.
I would change the name of a duster to a buster.
Well, there's a thing called a dustbuster.
There's a thing called a dustbuster, but there's also a thing called a duster. Like a certain type of coat, I think. Right? Isn't it a coat called a duster? Yeah. I would call that a buster.
That's stupid.
Yeah. You know what's worse? When people say things like the interwebs. I don't like that. It's not funny. I don't care if it's a way to... You're supposedly mocking the youth still to this day by calling it the interwebs.
I think we should just bring back calling it the World Wide Web.
Why not?
Like in full.
I want to call it the net. I'm going to call it the net.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Name any other actor in that movie.
Sandra Bullock. Troy McClure.
No.
Do you know the answer, or
I do know
others?
I do know an answer, but now I can't think of his fucking name.
He's on the cover with her, right?
Dennis
Leary.
Whatever he had. No,
Dennis
not Dennis
Miller.
Leary. Dennis Miller. I could not think of his name.
So I won.
I'm like he had a late night show and I couldn't remember it.
He was in that movie, huh?
Yeah.
Isn't he he used to do Weekend Update on SNL?
No. Or yeah.
Yeah.
Way back in the day. Yep.
That guy.
Perfect. Spot on.
It's my Dennis Miller impression.
He's a real buster.
He's oh gosh.
He's a stone cold buster.
I see him bust all the time. Busting makes
When was the last time you saw the movie The Net, starring Sandra Bullock?
Probably around the time it came out, if I ever even saw it. I think
was like 95, maybe.
I was going to guess 94 or 93. I can't even tell you.
You're probably right.
I can't even tell you confidently that I've seen it.
Can you tell me unconfidently?
I can, yeah. I can say, yeah, I saw that.
95, baby. I was right on.
Good for you.
He is not the person that's also on the cover.
Who is it? The Net?
Yeah, it's the entire internet is on the
Dennis
on
Hopper?
the cover. I'm assuming it is this guy, Jeremy Northam, who played the villain, I believe.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
Oh, that jerk. What a villain he was in that movie.
I'm going to tell you right now.
He was the architect of the net.
There is no other person in this movie that I could name and you would have any idea.
Not even Dennis Miller?
But besides Dennis Miller. Okay. I mean, we've named the two people in this movie that you would be like, oh yeah, I know that.
Try me. I know a lot of celebrities.
Diane Baker.
She was a baker. She was in the song Little Ditty About Jack and Diane. That was about her.
Shut up. No, it wasn't.
Okay. She used to be princess before she was paparazzi chased her down. And she got into a horrible car accident that killed her.
Nope, she's still alive.
Her last name used to be Sawyer.
Definitely not.
Name another one. I was right about Diane.
You were definitely not right about Diane. Margot Winkler.
Oh yeah, related to Margot Robbie.
You went with the Margot part instead of the Winkler. You could have went Henry Winkler.
Oh, that's his wife.
It's not true.
It's his daughter.
Her spouse is Erwin Winkler.
It's Henry Winkler's grandma. She played the inventor of the net.
Nope, her grandchild is Maya Nelson Winkler.
Okay, so does that mean she's not related to Henry Winkler?
It would say here.
She can have more than one relative. If I know how families work, especially the incestual ones. There's more.
What is she known for?
Who? Margot Winkler?
What's she known for?
She was in the net.
She's known for her many minor roles in several Martin Scorsese films.
But she was in the net. We have an example
that's what she's known for. That's what it says on here.
Okay, so
she is known for minor roles in several of Martin Scorsese's films, which her husband Irwin Winkler produced.
Is the net a Martin Scorsese film?
She's actually best known for her roles in Goodfellas
and the net
as Belle Kessler.
Was she? Is the net Martin Scorsese?
Definitely not.
I was going to say I can't imagine him knowing enough about the net to successfully direct a movie.
The net. Let's see who directed the net. It was directed by Irwin Winkler.
Oh, wow.
That's weird.
That is weird.
That's weirdly funny. Yeah, there you go.
Not unlike this show.
Not unlike this show?
Yeah, weirdly funny.
Oh, I thought you directed by Irwin Winkler.
I wish. We could get our names out there.
I'm pretty sure he is dead.
That's why he's not directing our show. Or he is directing our show, and that's why it has the energy it has.
Let's see.
Come listen to High School Famous. It's directed by a corpse that Matt used part of to construct his exoskeleton.
He's still alive.
All right,
he's 93 years old.
Let's get him on board. Let's get him to direct our show.
I'm pretty sure he's retired.
Well, he can, you know what? He can come back for this. Pro bono. I mean, what else do we got? You going, keep going.
I mean, that works. It worked. It worked well. You barely paused.
Keep going. Oh, keep going. Keep drinking.
Yeah, you barely...
Keep drinking.
You barely even acknowledged the fact that I was doing it.
Keep drinking.
You can't use
you
my...
do not listen to direction
against me. Yeah, because I'm not going to let you use my tactics against me.
This is why you don't make it in Hollywood. Directors do not. You have a reputation about you that is a negative one. Directors don't want to work with you.
I cultivated that over years and years of hard work.
And Hollywood's a very small town, and word spreads quick.
Yeah, I like when things spread quickly about me.
Gotcha. About you, like
me.
On you, yeah. Interesting.
Yes.
Einhorn is Finkel.
I thought I had already written that down, but I didn't.
That Einhorn is Finkel? I solved
it. Yeah. Looking back at that movie, incredibly transphobic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the third act, very transphobic third act.
It quite is. But, you know, I mean...
Thems were the times.
Thems were the days that people were more like that.
It's really weird seeing like old stuff like that now and being like, oh, wow, that is definitely not a joke that can be made nowadays. Very insensitive jokes in the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah. Is it also weird to say, like, is that why movies aren't funny anymore? Because there's such like, there's like handcuffs. There's like handcuffs on.
No, I wouldn't take that stance for sure. I wouldn't put my my hat in that fucking ring of this is why movies aren't funny, because we can't say the stuff that everybody wants to say.
It was offensive and
no, I think
insensitive.
But the thing is, like, looking back at a lot of those movies now and watching them and being like, oh wow, yeah, this is not as funny as I thought it was at the time when it first came out.
A lot of them do not hold up very well. But I think it's.
They definitely don't make comedies like they used to.
Well,
sometimes in good ways and sometimes in bad.
Well, so it's like anything though. Like at the time, some of those things were sort of pushing the boundary and edgy and new, right? But time has passed, and it's not new anymore. So it could just be that the joke, you know, you hear the same joke a couple times, it's funny. Once you hear it the fourth, fifth time, it's just not funny anymore because, I've heard that. Thank you. That's why, you know, bands can get away with playing this, like the same 4 hits in their concerts for decades, and the crowd still loves it. But comedians they're always just like, when's your next special? When's your next new hour of new material? Like, quit giving me that joke again. I've heard it. Give me new.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that some of the comedy doesn't hold up simply because it's not new anymore. And
That's why musical comedians are so beloved.
Yeah, Stephen
because
Lynch.
They can keep saying the same jokes
Was
over
that
and
one?
over again.
Was that the guy's name?
Yeah.
Okay. Stephen Lynch,
That's why he's such a huge name that you had trouble remembering it. Because musical comedians can keep playing the same songs over and over again.
No, it doesn't work. Yeah, it's really a stupid thing to get into. Like, let me ruin music by turning it into comedy as well. It's really a dumb move.
Are you saying Weird Al is dumb?
Well, he parodied things.
But it's still comedy music.
But yes, it is dumb.
I'm looking at you.
I would like for you to
stop. Are you
stop.
saying NSP is dumb?
Kind of.
Wow. I think you know a guy.
Oh, I listened to The Mystic Crystal, by the way.
You jumped into that one first?
I did it, yeah. Isn't that the one we talked about? Me doing first?
I talked about you doing Danny, Don't You Know?
Oh, I might have gone by which one had the most
which is
requests.
is fine.
But I listened to it
in whichever order you wish.
It is.
I will eagerly await the reaction when you post it. So I don't. Otherwise, I would ask you now, and then you'd give all the information away, and nobody would listen to it.
I mean, to be honest, I don't even really remember what I said, but yeah, I did not expect a 12.5-minute NSP song. That's for sure.
I don't think it's their longest.
Okay, all right.
It might be. I know the song 6969 is pretty long too.
Is it 69 minutes and 69 seconds?
Nope. It's about traveling to
which
the
would
year
make it more than 69 minutes.
Yeah.
It would make it 70 minutes and 9 seconds.
Exactly. That would be a funny way to market it, though. This song is 69 minutes and 69 seconds long.
Again, maybe this is something that we just came up with and no one else has somehow.
Yeah, making something 70 minutes and 9 seconds long and being like 69.
Yeah. It's cool.
We can make this episode that.
I don't want to, but we're close. We're not too far off.
How could we ever do another 15 minutes?
Well, I mean, with the truncating, it's so hard to predict.
I know.
Yeah,
I would have to truncate it exactly at the right length,
right?
including intro and outro.
Right, and that would require for you to not just auto do it. Have your little machine do it for you.
Well, I would just have to I could easily just add a little bit of space here and there.
Just add
to buffer it.
Add a huge pause, like a silent pause.
Yeah.
That wasn't there originally.
Just make the end. Well, I could just do I just add a big chunk of silence after the little tag at the end of the episode, and then it would just
sure. Then people might be thinking,
and then just maybe at the end, then just a little. Beep.
People might think there's a little secret track
song
a secret track at the end.
Yeah, and it's just me going. Beep, beep,
beep. I know we're close to winding down, so I want to take this opportunity to put forth a little tease for the next episode we do.
I already talked about not being able to show nipple.
I'm not going to show anything
Sean's
that has
about
nipples
to whip
on
out
it.
his titties.
I'm not going to show anything that has nipples on it.
Get ready for some Sean titties.
That's not how you pronounce my last name. I've told you that. I thought you're supposed to be my worst friend.
I feel like I'm doing exactly that. Sean Titties.
I hope that doesn't catch on.
Sean Matthew Titties.
Don't give out my real middle name.
You've used your real middle name on here before. We had a whole episode where you were trying to go by the name Matt. That's
right. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to watch it again just to make sure I have more thorough notes, but I watched a little movie recently by the title of The Beastmaster.
Yes, finally.
And so...
and I'm sure you hated the entire experience.
Well, we'll get into it.
Cheese. It's so great.
We'll get into it, but I have some funny little thoughts that I had about it. And
I love that you're going to watch it again.
Well, I've always done that. Every time...
Oh, you always watch it twice?
Because... you miss things, especially if you're trying to write stuff down. You might not be able to pay full attention. Like, I'm not pausing it to write these things down, but I did. In my first watch, I did pause it a few times, and I went back a couple times just to make sure I saw something the way I saw it or whatever. But yeah, it's good to at least give it one more run through, and just you can catch something you might have missed the first time through. Because, sometimes you're like, well, why did this happen? And sometimes you might think, well, this part doesn't make any sense, and you want to make a comment, a comical comment about how something doesn't make sense. But then if you watch it again, you're like, oh, wait, I missed a part from earlier that makes it so this part makes sense. So now that comment has to go away. You got to make sure.
So you'll watch it again with your notes and just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just catch something like, oh, I didn't catch that the first time, but there's something I can say about that.
It makes you wonder, how many times did Mystery Science Theater 3000 watch the movie before they actually did the watching of the movie?
No way that it was off the cuff.
They had to watch through it at least 2 or 3 times first, and then sit down and do the thing.
Yeah. No, but it was it was.
It's 80s.
It is what it is.
Movie.
Yeah,
it's an 80s barbarian movie. With little John Amos in it, and I can't remember the villain guy. Rip Torn. Yeah, I thought it was Rip Torn.
Young
Rip Torn John Amos.
A still somehow not very young Rip Torn.
Yeah, he's been old forever.
In 1982. Probably shot in 81, maybe, but probably released in 82.
Yeah, which is worse then, because it's
which I thought
he was a year younger.
I thought
than it would seem.
I thought shooting and releasing were the same thing. Keep going.
See you next Tuesday.
Class dismissed.
Oh, I already hate it.
If you have a question, complaint, or threat for Sean or Matt, you can reach us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, X, or Instagram at HSFamousPod, or you can email the show at highschoolfamous@gmail.com. No animals were pleasured during the making of this podcast, despite our best efforts. All hail our Lord and Savior.
Only when Americans say it.